Welcome back to that No Clue podcast. That's a long one for you all because,
Very long.
man.
Just as long as it took to get this recording set up.
I am so tired. I'm so tired of getting this shit set up. But we do it because love of the game. But my gosh. Well, you all know who I am. I'm Noah.
I'm Josh. And
we're here back again for the beginning of the week to talk to you. And I know you're all thinking, well, what went on last week?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened last week. We recorded the whole episode using our fantastic audio setup here because, professional podcasters.
Podcastle.
Yeah.
Great.
And Podcastle let us down. They just, every time our audio would go a certain amount of time.
1 hour.
1 hour. It disappears. It would start to save, it would crash, and then it'd be gone. And we would lose all of our audio. But we still wanted to put our stuff out because we had a pretty good time.
Yeah, it was honestly, I think every episode becomes better than the one before.
That's growth, baby.
I know, it is growth. It is, we're just growing as a podcast.
Yeah.
But the thing is you can't grow when you ruin the audio because Podcastle doesn't let you record over an hour straight. Now, that could be us. That could be hey, you could record 2 hours in total. Actually, I was in Crisscross Applesauce a couple weeks ago.
This last episode.
Yeah, so it's not too weird. But I do feel extremely formal, when you stand with your shoulders back.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling right now. Very proper. But maybe you can record longer on Podcastle. You just can't record an hour long on two separate mics straight.
Yeah.
And that's one step forward, two steps back. We put out the video. The video was still good, but it still picks up all that background audio.
It was because we don't even have anything on Spotify.
Yeah, if you're a Spotify listener, that's why there's no episode there. It's only on YouTube because
if it's just audio, there's nothing out because I got frustrated.
you'd have to have that cranked up all the way to the max too.
Yeah, this.
I'm saying you'd have to, if you use the YouTube audio and put it on Spotify, it would be.
Bruh, I did so much editing just so it came out somewhat moderately clear, and I was like, you can't notice that. But yeah, you can.
Yeah,
you absolutely can, and we're sorry for that.
So we have retired Podcastle.
Yeah, we were moving on to
We're moving on to GarageBand, baby.
I mean,
for the time.
God.
For the time being, it's going to be GarageBand. Is it going to always be GarageBand? No. But
I mean, when we look, y'all start telling your friends and start passing the word, and we can start monetizing this. We'll go buy some equipment because there's audio recorders. Though I don't sit here because right now it is. What time is it? What time does it say? 6:21.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
all right. So it's 6:21 when we're recording this, and I got here earlier than Josh.
You got here before I even got. Yeah.
I probably should have started then.
That's what I was going to say. That while I knew you were frustrated whenever you're trying to fix it, so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say that. I was going to say instead of watching my TV show, you could have got the thing set up.
I thought we were going to be able to set it up, but the first time we actually used GarageBand, I think it's the first episode.
We used GarageBand. Yeah.
For the first episode. And Josh didn't have the same getup as me. He didn't have the same microphone.
A snowball mic.
Snowball. So I was sitting there we already have it saved. We can just click it and be ready to go. Because we had to reconfigure everything with the new microphone.
Both mics are the same exact mic, so it's
and this is hindsight again. We always talk about hindsight being 2020.
Mm-hmm. Very.
I got to the point, like Josh said, where I was getting so pissed off.
He hated at me I practiced.
I said, dude, you got to take this computer before I break your Mac because I can't deal with it anymore. And while he's doing that, I was like, let me just look at my YouTube video. It took 30 seconds.
Dude, could have alleviated all that stress and strife if this man just would have looked up the video. And when you see someone really getting frustrated and upset over something that you've already done before, the last thing you want to do is put in your own 2 cents and be
maybe you should try this.
Yeah. Because you gotta read the room in situations like that. I'm looking at him struggling and shit. And I'm like, you know what? I could just recommend him to watch the video we originally watched, but I was like, I was like, I'm just gonna go get a beer, man. I'm gonna go see if he does it, and I let it's like a growing thing. You got to let you struggle for a little while to figure it out. And eventually you came to, and you're like, you know what? Because you passed me the computer, like I was going to do anything with it.
I mean,
I got it, and I was like,
you figured it the first time, so I was like, maybe he remembers something.
It was supposed to be because the Finnick mics, it was Finnick Snowball. This time it was 2 Finnecks. You don't really see where the divide is.
Define.
Huh?
Define.
I'm going to call it a Finnick mic, whatever.
Finnick.
It's not like they're not going to give us free shit, so.
Fine. Give us
Finnecks. Finnecks until it's fine.
Give us some free shit.
I'm going to drink this beer, and I might have to get up in the middle. But now people will see it on camera.
Yeah. We'll blur it out or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if my editing skills are actually that good.
I think I know how to use the blur feature. Put that on there. We could use the blur feature on this, boys.
Well, anyways, here we are. We're back. And this is just to prove, like, we work hard. We work hard behind the scenes.
Yeah, this shit is not a... I think I've used the word shit in, like, the last 3 sentences.
Shit.
It does say that you are smarter if you use more cussing.
I thought it was more honest.
It could be both. Okay.
That's fair.
But no, we're doing it on a Monday today because I drove
1,300?
1,300 miles, about 23 hours in 3 days. If you watched, what is that, 2 or 3 episodes ago, the Randy Savage episode? Oh, yeah, brother, I'm telling you right now, it's Macho Man.
This will be episode 8, so 4?
4 episodes ago?
4 episodes ago.
Yeah, when I told you guys I had the tickets, and then I was a week early.
3 minutes of me time.
It went. I had the wrong week. Then we went the week after. And then finally the day came. And I stayed up here. Yeah. Because all my stuff's up. Huh?
Did Bill have a good time?
Oh my God. He loved it. Good. Man, never been to the national championship before, but I get up really because in Columbus, where I'm from, hour away.
Yeah.
Drive down, pick him up at 5:15 in the morning. Now
I know he was like ready to.
He's ready. Yeah, he's chomping at the bit. I had to text him and be like, "Hey, man, I'm running kind of behind." I snoozed the alarm at 3:45 in the morning because, so pick him up and then we drive and, I mean, look down at the maps. It says 9.5 hours, and when you see that, you're like, you start trying to like correlate it to like, oh, okay, that's if I worked a whole work day, no lunch, and then worked an hour and a half over. And then you start being like, damn, that doesn't sound good at all.
No.
And then finally time goes by, or actually you start looking at things that you've seen before. So we drove through Dayton. And so we go to Dayton. We're passing past like Kiwi Street and everything like that. We're going to that outside.
Do you call it Kiwi or Kiwi?
Kiwi.
I call it Kiwi too. But
yeah, it's not Kiwi.
My GPS is like Kiwi.
Yeah, but they also say like everything weird. But
that's why I'm like, I don't know what it's really called, but like.
Yeah,
Kiwi.
no. So that was like the first hour. It's like pitch black, and I'm obviously delirious.
Yeah,
because your body is also like, okay, what are we doing up right now? Why are we driving?
Why are we up and why are we driving?
I didn't have any like falling asleep moment or anything like rumple strip moment. I did have a moment when I thought I saw something was on the side of the road and there was not anything on the side of the road. And I was like, shit. I was like, it's happening. It's happening. Well, no, I thought a deer jumped up and jumped backwards. It was crazy. And I see that, and I'm like, shit, I can't tell him. I was like, I can't tell him.
Yeah, especially like when it's like somebody like in your family who's like been in authority.
You can tell them later on in the trip, like, oh yeah, man, like when you're there, you're like, yeah, earlier in the drive.
When we were driving, I probably shouldn't have been driving.
Yeah, exactly. And I was
like,
saw
a deer on 2 legs.
Yeah, exactly. I saw him had a pump fake to me, man. He was playing with me. He was like waiting to jump through my window. So no, I see that, and finally, the sun comes up. You start to get acclimated to the drive, and then the drive out west is truly just 250-mile strips. It's nothing more than that, and it's all semi trucks. I had a bone to pick with Podcastle because what they did in the last episode. My other bone to pick is with semi truck drivers. If you're watching this, I know one of my old friends' dad used to be one.
Or listening.
Count your days, brother. You guys literally get in both lanes and go maybe 2 miles faster than each other. 2 miles. It's like the fucking game. Well, they like look over each other like.
Well, that plus like they have to like shift to like 16 gears. And
quit shifting in front of me. At one point, I was like, you know what? They would put their blinker on. And I'd just speed up. I'd turn the little eco mode off, and I'm like, nope. I was like, I'm not getting stuck behind them. And Bill thought it was hilarious that every time we passed a semi that held us up for a decent amount of time. I just flip them off like this because they can see through the rear view mirror, but they probably couldn't see me at all.
No.
I would just keep doing this every time I'd go by him. So it looked like I was flipping off in front of the road, but I was like, yeah, maybe he can see. I was like, because every semi truck
They
driver
probably
knows.
just like, look at that nice guy. And
Yeah.
his grandfather.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Good
saying.
for them.
Oh, that's a nice boy driving his grandfather in 20 hours.
Look at that.
No, like it's just as a semi truck driver, I have no experience, nor do what I ever want to. You know what you did whenever you are going uphill. You have to have that moment, like that awkward sweat moment of like, fuck, I know there's like 20 cars behind me because you're trying to up the hill.
That and like not try to blow their engine because they're carrying like.
I did
5
see
tons.
that on the way back. A semi truck did cause a brush fire on the side of the road.
Lit.
And
Literally.
it was so dry on the side of the road that I know it probably caught fire. I never looked it up because it was in Indiana. It wasn't Ohio. I don't really care. Whatever. The
Let
fire.
Indiana burn.
Yeah, Indiana burn it down. But no, the drive was fine. It really, at one point, you kind of get in that mode of you don't really even think about it. You just got the thing on cruise control. You're going fast. Like
I'm glad you talk about that because even when I drove down here, I sometimes think like, you know how like you played Sims, right?
yeah.
You know how, like when you're not concentrated on a player, like they out there doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know like you like to think that like you're the main character of like your story.
As you
But
should
I'm
be.
pretty sure like I'm the NPC because I was driving and then snapped out of it and realized I was like not that far away from the turn to get over here, and I was like, was I driving?
Yeah, you at one point you kind of just like disassociate because I say more so for longer drives because what are you gonna do that whole time? Like focus on the road. Like you know that you're going on the same road for literally 2.5 hours.
And
Like
you can't even say like listen to music because music is gonna make you like just zone out. Like
yeah, I played Steve Lacy radio on Apple Music for 10 hours because I did not know what to play my uncle. Like I'm not playing him like rhythm or dubstep or any type of that music. I'm not playing him like soft lullabies, but I was like, let me play some like middle of the road,
hey,
Tyler.
Bill, here's that new Future. Like
Yeah, like
is that K-Dot?
yeah, I didn't want to play that. So it's like I was gonna play Steve Lacy, some guitar. It would go to like Tame Impala, just things of that nature, which I feel like
But
you
see,
can.
that's the mistake because like you're not tuned into that. So you're like, oh, I can listen to it.
Yeah,
But now you're just driving with that like drone music in the background.
yeah,
You're
like
just-
elevator ass music.
yeah. So you're gone.
Well, at one point I did put on No Clue podcast
Oh
for an hour. Put the Trump sneakers on. I played that episode for him, and
He's probably like, I got some of those one right now.
he was like, I can't believe anyone would buy that. And then he gave me his 3-piece of like what 3 things he would choose. He said, I'd get the Cadillac. No. He's like, I get the Cadillac.
Gotta get a Cadillac.
That's Cadillac, the 3-bedroom
good deal.
house, and no taxes. No, you know, yeah. But we listened to that for an hour, and you just start thinking of things to knock off time. But I will say that this drive was different than most drives because, like, you think you drive with your family or you drive with a significant other or something of that nature. Traditionally, you drive with them, right?
Yeah.
They're on their phone the whole time. They're in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
They're rarely sitting there literally looking out the window, like enjoying the serenity of what you're driving by. Bill was barely on his phone.
Before his time, man. He's like, look at that.
He's enjoying nature. And I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, so we just start talking about random shit because at that point it's like you're so used to driving with someone who's on their phone and you're almost like forcing conversation to keep yourself engaged.
Yeah.
Well, when you see someone else is just actively as engaged with you of just driving, you're like, I don't really need to say anything, nor do I need to spark up conversation. If it comes up naturally, it does.
But that's like a treasure for, you know, the shotgun position in the car. You know, that person is supposed to like control the radio,
Co-pilot.
You're co-piloting and like helping out. So if you can co-pilot and like also engage with the driver and like talk, especially if you can talk the entire time.
Yep.
Like, I know we've been on a few road trips. We did Chicago and Tennessee.
Yeah, we came back from Chicago and didn't even play the radio the entire time we came back.
We just talked.
We talked. Didn't play the radio the entire
That was
5
what?
hours.
That was like a
5.5 hours.
So both of them were 5 hours. So to Nashville and to Chicago, 5 hours straight, there and back. We just talked.
Didn't
the
play
entire
any
time.
music. Yeah, didn't play any music. Could have had a 5-hour podcast.
There was
Probably not 5 full hours. We had to cut some stuff out, but we could have.
do you remember Nashville? When this so everyone knows, I drive modified cars. My cars are always lowered and everything. And we're driving to Nashville, and I hit this pothole.
Oh, yeah. Crunchy.
I turned off the radio.
It just got dead silent. It was one of those ones where it just,
Josh was just like, just repositioned himself and looked forward.
yeah, I didn't
He's like, I wanted to wait and see like how mad you were. I was like, everything sounds like it's still working.
Yeah.
We didn't lose anything, so we're good.
That's what you had to do, man. You had just like the computer earlier. You had to kind of assess the situation. Like you hit that crunchy ass pothole, you turn the music off, and it was just like you had the dog. You're like, turn right already. I was like, turn right here. I'm sitting there in the passenger seat. I'm like, this motherfucking dog's gonna come on and tell him to turn right. And he's pissed. You turned it off right before he told you to turn right on the exit. I just sat there quietly, like,
Oh man, because that's the other thing is like, it takes a lot for me to get mad, and it's like the smallest things.
mm-hmm.
But because you've been around me so long, you just like know, like
I just don't say anything.
the energy just shifts. And everyone's like, I don't want to be around Noah, and he's like mad because like it's.
I just stay quiet until you snap out of it.
Yeah. Oh man.
But no, so what would you say? What's the longest road trip? Because that wasn't my longest road trip.
That wasn't my longest road trip. Let's see. Probably 14 hours when I was Valdosta back to Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Boom, back. That's not that bad. Mine was
Talk about driving across the country in a fucking Prius.
in a Prius that had the alignment broken. The alignment was like this the whole time. Try
I remember
not.
you asking me about that before. I was like, yeah.
Like, dude, is the wheel supposed to pull back to the middle of the road?
I probably wouldn't drive across the country.
Yeah.
Let
dude.
alone drive across the states where it's like, get gas now because there's nothing for like.
Yeah, so the next
miles.
road stop is 89 miles. But no, doing the out west road trip, 13 days from Dayton to Arizona to Utah to Wyoming, South Dakota, Chicago, back. That was
Y'all traveled a lot.
yeah, that was like 40 plus hours in the car because it was 28 alone just to get to the Grand Canyon. And then you take 28 there. I mean, hell, it's like 60-ish.
Did you drive?
Yeah. 4 was what we would
So
split.
you guys like switch?
Yeah, we would switch it 4. I just said that again.
See, I don't know if I could do that with Sam.
It's just one of those things where if you leave early enough in the morning, with the whole co-pilot thing,
Yeah.
you want the co-pilot to stay awake. But when you're taking shifts of driving, you almost want that person to sleep for a couple hours because
You don't want to be stopping.
yeah, you need someone to be at least attentive and awake when you're driving.
Like when Sam drives, she just like gets too close to the edges, whichever edge it is. And I'm just like, hey.
I think when it comes down to it, everyone ends up micromanaging in the passenger seat. And
Bro, I do. I will admit it, but a lot of the times I am micromanaging. It's like, if I don't, you're going to hit something.
well, that's my thing is like, just let them do it.
So I have done that.
Yeah, let them do it, man.
I feel bad. And with
You
her.
can't feel bad for that.
No, with her, like it falls back on me. Like I had to go fix those mistakes and help pay out.
Yeah, but that's part of the whole learning part.
I'm not learning like that. I'm just gonna have to yell at her and be like, "Hey, this is what would have happened." Because I was in another friend's car and we were trying to turn into a parking space, and I was like, "We're a little close, but hey, he knows his car." I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, I mean, that, and again, that's the thing is like, it's both sides. Either you say something about the driving, you're like, "Oh, hey, watch out,"
And
then
everybody's
they
like,
perfectly
yeah.
do it, and they're like, "Fuck you!" Like I already know, I know my car.
I know my car."
And then
asshole.
then you do it. It's not like anyone's ever gonna be like, "Why did you tell me that was there?" Because they don't know that you know. Like no one has. They can't look at you and be like, "Bro, why didn't you tell me that big ass semi truck was coming?" That's not on me.
But see,
It's
that's
on you.
That's the thing, though. Like with me being the car guy in the friend group, everybody's like, "Bro, you should have known." I'm like,
I ain't never
I
asked you
did.
about my car driving.
You like you're actually a good driver.
Yeah.
So I will give you your gold star. I've driven with you and long distances. I don't have to use the imaginary brake pedal or anything like that.
No. Yeah.
I honestly think we still kind of go into that Sims mode where we just both like we talk and zone the fuck out and we're like, oh, we're here.
Yeah. Like, we're only 5 minutes away. Yeah. There are those moments where you're looking at the phone. You're like, damn, 30 minutes. Because I know on the drive just a couple of days ago, I kept looking at the phone like, actually yesterday is when the drive was.
Yeah.
I would look and see like, 7 hours and 29 minutes. Then I'd look up and I'm like, 7 hours and 23 minutes. And you just keep looking up, and time doesn't go by at all.
And then like the moment you like don't check and like you actually forget it, you're like, oh, it's probably only been like 10 minutes. Oh, we are been driving for an hour. Like, where have I been?
Yeah, and that's why we threw on at one point. I was like, you know what? March Madness is going on. I have the YouTube TV on the phone. I just put the YouTube TV up where the two vents are at the top, and we just watch basketball. We just watch basketball. I made time fly by.
This is the part where I'm like, I hate Teslas. And I might get flack for that in the comments and everything, and forever who watches it because everybody like loves Tesla. Mm-hmm. As a car person, the panel gapping, the build construction, and everything like that for the car is tremendously horrible. Not built great. That's why they keep catching on fire, and that's why things melt inside of them. But when it comes to the technology of it, to be able to get into a car and let it do auto drive and just basically be like, I kind of need to monitor it to make sure like it doesn't get confused. Other than that, I can just chill. Fantastic tech.
I mean, I have run into the problem of Teslas for some reason don't go that fast but camp out in that left lane. I don't know if that's because no one's driving it or someone is driving it.
Here's what's even more annoying: they camp out in that left lane and they won't go fast.
Yeah.
But they also can go extremely fast.
Oh, I know.
So if you try to pass them, they're like,
yeah, that's my other qualm, bro. Is like people who don't use cruise control on the highway. That's just, I know you don't because you have. Yeah, you have the one where everyone's like looking out the window.
What an asshole!
Yeah, look at this guy waking my kid up at 5 in the morning. Gold starting it. But no, that's the thing is like on the highway, I always use cruise control. So maybe that gets under my skin more is because I literally will just set it to a certain speed and I'll put it in the lane. Yeah. And if I start to pass you on cruise control, let me just pass. Like you're not going any faster, and then they're like,
it's because the egos get involved and they're like, you're not passing me.
Yeah. And then I'm like,
on
okay.
The way here, this Jeep Grand Cherokee, not like a nice one either. Like 2012. And it needed an alignment because like the car was like vibrating. Mm-hmm. If you can see a car vibrating from the outside of the car,
the bass is hitting.
it wasn't that kind of shaky. It was like bouncing because the axle was like bent or something. And he was trying to pass me, and I was like, dude, like I'm already going like significantly fast.
I mean,
and like I don't know.
I mean, that's
people are funny.
Yeah, that's people don't want you to pass them. People don't want you to go faster than them. Some guy. I love when people go and they pass and then they instantly get back in the right lane and they're like still going extremely fast and then they get back over in the left lane. This kid in a BMW did this to me the whole entire drive.
Here's your problem. It's a BMW.
And every time he passed me, he picked his fucking nose. He would get the booger out of his nose every time. If my uncle watches this, comment below and tell the truth on this.
Do it, Bill.
Every time he would go by, he would pick his right nostril and then he would stop. And then I'm like, okay, like he's got the booger. We passed each other for probably 35 minutes back and forth doing this.
Every time.
Every time he had one.
It must have been snowing in his car.
I don't know if it was snowing or the man just had like, maybe that's an OCD or is it an OCD trait? Like it's like when I pass someone, I got to pick a booger.
It could be.
Yeah, I'm not going to shame the man.
Like passing, but like it could just be like, that's like their tick. They picked their nose.
Yeah, but for 35 minutes, I'm getting that booger out. I'm getting that booger out within 2.5 minutes, unless it's really in there.
Do you have tissues in your car?
I have napkins from Burger King.
I have a roll of toilet paper. So
yeah, I know. I saw that. I was like, "Are you taking shits in the car?"
It's just a box of tissues is like tough, and like I don't want to get like the little plastic pack because then like that's so hard to get out.
Yeah, because you end up ripping the first one anyway.
Yeah, and you rip out like take out 6 of them when you're just trying to get one. So I'm just getting a roll of toilet paper. I can like.
Yeah, and if you gotta get number 2 at a pit stop at a road stop, you got toilet paper as well.
You go into that gas station, they don't have anything.
Yeah,
but
you're good.
We need to go into another. We'll go to Nashville again.
No, not really. The fact it's like you asking me if I want something to eat right after I ate. That's like the worst. But look, worst time to ask. He's like, "Oh, I'm not hungry at all." You're like, "What do you think about eating right now?"
Yeah.
Not shit, man. Not at all.
You have like months.
Yeah, I just got done driving 20 some hours. The last thing I want to do is be in the back of the car. What is the point for you distance wise before you're like, hey, I'm gonna buy a plane ticket versus driving the car?
At like this point now,
Just for you, not the whole entire fam. Just like for you person.
Because I was gonna say like having
that's way too many tickets.
Now, like Jesus, just for me, I'm probably calling it right now. Like probably like 10 hours.
10 hours and
8 hours maybe. Like,
well, that was my thing. Was like I looked at plane tickets to go, and the plane tickets were like $375 a piece.
There and back.
Yeah. A piece.
Yeah.
So it was hitting. I mean, and that was Spirit though. So you don't get a bag. You still got to pay for your seat.
You're only there for a couple of days though. You can get a book bag on there because
you
get a free carry on. Right?
Well, that was the thing. Was I found I had to break the crisscross applesauce. That was the thing. Was when we went, we ended up working out with his like fitness coach. So we had to have a change of clothes for working out. Your clothes to go there. Clothes for us to go out to eat.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What was his fitness coach? Like,
so Amir, I don't know if you ever hear this, you ever see this. I didn't work out with you. Bill did, but Jim was solid. Good guy. Appreciate you for breakfast. But no, set that thing to pink, man.
I want blue.
It's Valentine. I mean, not Valentine. It's Easter coming up.
Blue is an Easter color.
When Jesus pushed that big old boulder away, man, he did not see blue.
What do you see? Fucking pink?
Yes. That's what the Romans were wearing. Red hues. You ever been in a dark ass cave and like you come out and you're
you're not seeing a fucking color.
Yeah, you are. You're right.
It's
gonna be red, man.
It's gonna be fucking white.
It's probably I was gonna say his blood from getting beat up and then you come. But no,
you need to get away from the window. You're gonna get fucking electrocuted.
Yeah. No, I was getting hella shocked whenever we were down in Kansas City. Every time I would touch the elevator button, so
yeah, I wonder why. I
don't know.
You're fucking making fun of Jesus.
I didn't make fun of it, man. I just said that the color pink is more Easter-ish than blue.
Because his fucking cornea was ripped off of his iris.
I was gonna say more Easter bunny, but I guess we can go that route as well. But no,
who invented Easter? That shit's weird.
Peter Cottontail.
Because like, you have an Easter bunny with eggs.
Yeah, who never produces eggs.
Yeah. As a kid, didn't question it.
No, there's candy involved, man.
Yeah. Middle school, I started questioning. I was like, why are there eggs? Why are there like chicks?
Peeps.
Yeah. Nobody can connect it.
Why am I microwaving Peeps for 30 seconds?
To see it.
They will.
You like Peeps?
No, not really.
It's kind of like fruitcake around Christmas. Like nobody fucking eats it, but like it's just like a tradition.
And how is it still staying in business?
Yeah.
Like Cadbury eggs, I get behind. Cadbury eggs,
Delicious.
Orange, caramel, however you want to say it. Strawberry cream. There's so many of them.
That like white cream, whatever. Like the original.
Yes.
Fuck you.
Pause. That white cream.
It's all over my chin. Hold
He's
on.
like, maybe give me actually save the napkin. I'm gonna look at it myself. No, those eggs are always gonna be a thing. The huge chocolate cross is always going to be a thing.
Oh, I haven't had one of those for a long time. Though.
Yeah, the milk chocolate like solid cross.
We switched over to the rabbit.
Yeah, the hollowed out Russell Stover rabbit.
I even get the solid one. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was the hollowed out one where you would squeeze its head and it would just like fall in.
I got that as a kid and I thought like this is lit.
Yeah.
Then I found out it was hollow and I was like, what?
What'd you want in it?
What do you do with it? Like.
Yeah, I was like, what do you want with the the rabbit? Did you want like hard candies or whatnot? You wanted a Wonder Ball type rabbit? I mean, shouts out to Wonder Ball, by the way.
Wonder Ball was fantastic. Whoever the
choking
kids were,
hazard?
choking on the toys.
Take your time, son.
You knew there was a toy in there.
Yeah, well, it was toys, and then they had like the little candies, like the little harder
they brought
candies.
it back. I think that's what you can get now.
Yeah, like take your time, brother.
Smarties, but
no one's taking it away from you.
No.
Who's eating? They're trying to Ed and Eddie Gumball that or Jawbreaker that.
I mean, like one Wonder Ball combined is like still less chocolate than like a Hershey Kiss.
Yeah, because it's just a thin.
It's thin, yeah.
Bring those back and bring back the sour Altoids. Those are fire. Sour Altoids.
Unlock the memory.
Dude, the orange ones?
Man,
in the little tin?
those citrus ones?
Dude, they're so good. I don't know how they only lasted 5 years. Who wasn't buying those?
Everybody was buying those.
Yeah.
It makes me think that they were putting something in there they shouldn't be.
Yeah, there's an illegal drug in there.
Like, the FDA was like, all right, we caught it.
They're like, yeah, we have all these kids addicted to these right now.
Because I remember my dad brought them home, and like I just thought they were mints. So he was like, they're kind of like mints or like candy. I pop one of them bad boys in, and I was like, game changer.
That's like an orange Tic Tac, dude. Orange Tic Tacs are supposed to still be like mints or whatnot. Those are not mints.
No.
You're not eating just one orange
and
Tic
your breath
Tac.
doesn't smell like citrus afterwards. It's
No,
literally
sugar.
orange candy.
Yeah, it just smells like sugar after.
Yeah.
That's the, I mean, orange Tic Tacs, Altoids, and Stride gum. I don't know how Stride gum, green. That's the one I always had back in school, but.
Reese's Eggs, another goat.
Any
for
type of Reese
specialty
shape.
one.
way better than normal Reese.
I-
Did we have this argument already?
No,
The
but
tree, the jack-o'-lantern.
I'm
the-
upset because, like when we were kids,
Mhm.
it was an actual shape of a tree.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was an actual shape of a jack-o'-lantern. Now it's like oblonged.
Yeah, like it
It's
got
going
melted a
for
little
it.
bit. Yeah.
But
They
like,
thought about it.
you know why?
Why?
That's because religious inclusion. They got rid of. Stuff. So it's like we still want to celebrate it, but like we have to like modify it a little bit. So we
Yeah.
can still call it that, but it can't be like heart shaped like that.
That's like back home. We always said Merry Christmas, but when I came up here and did the multi-level marketing scheme, I had to say Happy Holidays to everybody. I'm like, you know what? Happy Holidays. Multi-level marketing scheme. How did I fall for that? We're not getting. We're not getting into that. It just struck a note with me because it brought back that fucking memory of, hey, real quick for the kids. Real quick for the kids.
Talking about Jesus getting beat up. Talking about
Happy
cancer.
holidays. Happy holidays. Happy Merry Christmas, brother. Like
I
this-
mean, here's the thing too. I feel like it goes in phases. Like everybody wanted to be outraged or something because
Yep.
for a long time it was a big deal. You couldn't say Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah.
Maybe Merry
Happy
Xmas.
Kwanzaa. You had
Xmas.
Happy Holidays.
Yeah.
Now it's like it's gotten washed over so much, and like there are people who get annoying with it
Mm-hmm.
to the point that people are like, if I'm Jewish or if I'm celebrating Kwanzaa or something else and somebody says Merry Christmas to me, they'll be like, oh, Merry Christmas to you too. Like, okay,
Yeah.
that's what you're celebrating. It's not.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
still,
not like-
I'm still
yeah.
gonna go home and celebrate my shit. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna cannot celebrate it.
Yeah.
So like, I get, and coming from the DEI guy again, like I get
DEI man. Specialist.
I get the whole idea of inclusivity, but a lot of the times now people can still say it, and people like there's times people like Merry Christmas and like Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah. Happy Kwanzaa.
Does it mean like say Happy Easter? Like that's not really a thing. They're
I-
like, have a good Easter.
Well,
That's
I
what
mean,
they say.
people say Happy Easter. I just think it's not one of those ones where there are other things going on at the same time where it would be outrageous. All right. That's like a whole month, though, isn't it?
30 days. Yeah,
Yeah. Easter is just one day.
that's like you're right. I think is Ramadan now. It's like towards the 3/4 point for
Yeah,
Ramadan.
so it's going on right now, but it's like Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas all fall within the same day. Like what you're talking about, I get what you're saying. This is more like a whole month versus like one day of that month.
Well, it's also because Christmas is like it's a day.
It's
but
celebrate all
season.
month. Yeah,
It's a season.
you're not. We're not sitting here
It's
now
not
being like,
Easter
"Man,
season."
Easter's coming up.
Yeah.
Easter's coming up.
I mean, like if you go to the stores and everything's out there, like oh, you can tell.
Solar
it's like
eclipse
Easter,
glasses.
It's the Easter season. Yeah.
Solar eclipse glasses everywhere. Have you heard about that?
No.
Solar eclipse happening?
Yeah. It's April 8th.
Yeah.
Right.
So like with my job, that's like what we have to focus on is the amount of traffic that's going to happen. Everyone's been calling about these.
It's not even gonna go over to Silicon.
The totality would be like 90-something% here as well. I mean, it's going to be heavier, close, like more north from here, but
we're getting hit with the totality. Of it.
yeah, everyone will. It's just in Chillicothe it'd be like 96-7%.
It's like,
Yeah, Columbus would be like 98%. Like it's going to affect everyone. Like it's just that some people think they have to be just right in that exact line of it, which I don't really. I guess it's never going to happen again in our lifetime. It's not going to happen for another like 200 years, but I'm not really getting
70.
Is it 70?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
So
not
the
really
next
getting.
the next one will happen in 2074 or some shit like that.
Yeah, I'm not really
It's
geeked up
50 years,
to.
but
Not really geeked up to go stare at the sun for 3 seconds, but some people are gonna. They said people are
By the
traveling.
way, don't stare. Like there are forms and things provided so you can look at the solar eclipse if you so decide to go watch the solar eclipse.
Yep.
Don't make a mistake and just stare into it just because it looks like it's shaded because you will go blind.
Yeah, do it without glasses as well.
In fact,
Do it. Yeah, it's
get
gonna be.
binoculars.
It's gonna be so covered that you don't need the glasses and you can stare directly into it. And make sure that you do that thing where everything goes blurry and your eyes get extremely more open. You know what I'm talking about? When you open your eyes just like this. I remember doing. Do you know what I'm talking about? I remember doing that in a talent show at the YMCA, they're like, oh, everyone come up and do a talent. If the kid after you can't do the talent, you get the prize basket. So my dumbass, having a talent of being able to walk on my toes curled, didn't do that to start. I could jump and run and walk on my toes curled.
I've seen you.
Yeah, it's probably my feet are messed up now. But I was like, oh, I can open my eyes so wide that everything goes blurry in front of like 40 to 50 kids. I'm sitting there like this.
Bro, I would have been roasting your ass.
Dude, I understood why I got bullied now. One, I was big. I played Pokemon all the time, and I was a nerd. And I did that in front of all the cool kids. I opened my eyes, and I was like, anyone watching video can see it. That is the dumbest fucking thing I could have possibly done. That's how I knew I didn't care. That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, yeah, I can make my eyes blurry.
Bro, the teacher was like working stuff down. Like, yeah,
the teacher at the end, I ended up getting a basket because I ended up doing the toe thing. But she didn't want me to come back up. I think at one point, like all the kids, she was like, his ass is going to come up here and do something stupid again. Yeah.
I can stretch my hands out really wide.
Look at this. I can do my hands because it's double jointed. I should have done that. But she was like, come on up again. Because no one else came up because they wanted to embarrass themselves. I need to redeem myself.
I never found out that you could do the toe thing until like recently, though.
Yeah. I mean, I could still do it.
Where were we? We were somewhere and you were super drunk and you just started doing it. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
I was at a bar. I was doing that at a bar.
What's up? We were in Chillicothe. We were at the bars. We went back to your crib.
Yeah.
And you started walking around doing it in the kitchen.
Yeah, dude. On hardwood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, carpet's easy, but
and
hardwood.
you were talking about like serious things. You're like, it's just like, and you just fucking did it. And I was like, I'm trying to give him my attention right now because like he's like in his feelings. But what the fuck is that? I got ADHD too, so I can't pay attention
you're looking
to
at
what the fuck you're saying.
Like, so what do you think about that, man? You looked at me like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was staring at your toes. No, that's
that shit was wild.
Secret talent. Other thing with this recording, I don't have my ADD brain is looking to see that instead of it saying like a number of minutes and stuff that we've recorded for, it says seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know how many seconds that is.
I don't have my watch today.
That's what I'm saying. I'm looking at it.
Phone.
I'm like 1,122 seconds. Like,
well, here, put it this way. We said what? 6:21. So we're like 30 minutes.
Oh, I was about to say. I'm like looking at it. I'm like,
dang, we've been talking that long already.
Like, damn, we've been talking for 11 minutes and 27 seconds. No, road trips. I love them. I love to do them. It's always that moment when you're going on the road trip. And you're like, yeah, we're going there. They didn't have that this time. Because usually when you're going on a road trip, it's like, we're going to the beach.
We should get motorcycles.
Those are
motorcycles.
Those aren't motorcycles. Those are...
What sound does a motorcycle make?
That's a moped.
That's not a fucking moped.
That's a BMX bike. That's not a motorcycle.
Did you see pedals?
Yeah, they're on the thing.
Those aren't pedals. Those are handlebars.
That's what they had. You should go Meek Mill on it.
So what does a motorcycle have?
Big chopper.
Oh my God! No, there's the dirt bikes. Dirt bike is what the word you're looking for.
Yeah. There it is. Way to let me struggle.
Still a motorcycle.
See, my thing is, I really don't care to have a motorcycle because what's the point? If I fall off, bust my ass. The car, I mean, I'm very content with the car that I have and driving the car.
I know, but I want something like for y'all to come enjoy motor fun things with me.
I'll drive a car next to you.
Your fucking CRV?
Yeah, I'll take it off econ mode. You can enjoy motor things with you.
Yeah.
Let's just like put myself in a situation that I don't want to be in, like driving a motorcycle.
I mean, my family is cursed. So far, like, 2 of my uncles died on it. My dad, remember when he crashed on his?
You're like Lieutenant Dan, bro. You're like, everyone died on a motorcycle in my family. Lieutenant Dan's family every person died. Yeah, you're like, I just got to get on the bike, man. Every man in the family's either died or wrecked a bike. I got to get on it. What the fuck is that? Who's thinking that way? You're like, dude, what the? I want to enjoy motors because everyone else enjoyed it for a short amount of period of time. Come on, man.
Here for a good time.
Yeah,
bruh.
That'd be great. I'll be talking at the funeral, like, man, he wanted to follow the legacy.
Bro, you could save me like Forrest Gump. I'll just be nubby.
Be nubby. Your head's gonna be in. Your cranium's gonna be looking like a parenthesis.
I'll be like those girls. Like, would you still be my friend though?
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'm spoon feeding you right now.
I'll be still trying to play pranks on you, shit too. Like,
Yeah, you be still trying to play pranks.
let me stop because we're gonna.
It'd be at the point where it's like it wasn't even funny,
one.
but I have to laugh at it. I'm like, you still got it. And I'd be going home to my wife. I'm like, damn, man, Noah's falling off after that. Record. I'm like, he's getting worse. His jokes suck, man. I'm sorry. They should have never. I told his ass, pull up that episode. Pull that episode, honey. She pulls up the episode where I'm telling him not to get a bite.
Look at that. That's what he looks like before he drools himself.
This is what he looked like before he started shitting himself all the time.
That's why he has toilet paper in his car.
Yeah. He told me because he's drooling on everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. That's a crazy assessment. That's just like whenever you brought up the Smitty McGorberson in the last episode that no one, I highly doubt anyone even listened to the St. Patty's episode because, again, it is on YouTube and it is a little harder. I'm getting people with peep show on here. It is harder to listen to
Showing
on
the
YouTube.
McNuggets.
Yeah, I'm showing Dane on here. Don't go to the YouTube video for that part.
We're about to get the blurred on that too.
Yeah, we're going to blur that out. But it's the same thing when you told the guy who was like doing 8 hours of
McDobbins.
Yeah, Larry McDobbinson, who was swimming for 8 hours a day.
While his wife was getting clapped.
Yeah, he's swimming laps, wife's getting clapped. That's
Going back even farther episodes. You remember I was telling you about the Simon dude who like quit his job to go work out?
Well, you told me about that, but that was the episode that got cut because your mic wasn't on the whole time.
Oh,
So no one actually has heard that. You don't have to tell it if you don't want.
fuck. That sucks. Well, anyways, I've been talking to him on Instagram. Super nice guy.
Oh, you're actually talking to this man.
Yeah, like I hit him up. He's been hitting me back up. Like,
Shit. He's going to listen to this episode.
I'm gonna tell him like, yo, put a plug in.
Yeah, we plugged you in this episode. My friend kind of went crazy on you, but Simon's the swimmer.
No. He's not a swimmer.
Oh,
He's the one that like was 355 pounds, wanted to lose 100 pounds in 6 months.
Exact. This is not the lap man.
No. The lap man is the guy who actually like was on there with him. He just tried it out for a day. The guy who actually did the laps was the Marine. He has a book out.
I mean, you've been reading a lot of self-help books. Jeez.
I don't read.
I thought I was going through this shit. You're out here telling me like multiple stories of men losing 100 pounds.
Jesus.
It's all right, man.
Bro, look, I'm going through my own thing. I'm not trying to lose 100 pounds. I'll be too small. But I'm trying to get back down to
You're going to be divorced
220.
with not having the kids if you out here doing the 8-hour workout regimen.
Sam's going to be going like TJ Maxx. And it's actually a guy named TJ.
Yeah, she's going to be like, I'm going to TJ Maxx's. And TJ is going to max her out. She's like, I'm going to Sam's Club. Like, Sam's about to give me that club. That's crazy.
All right, babe, I'm going swimming again.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you're right. She's like, are you swimming today? You're like, no, I just already swam 2 hours. She's like, yeah, but can you go swim again? You're like, why?
Aren't you tired?
Yeah, she's like, I'm not tired. That's the reason why. Nah, man. All the inspirational, uplifting people, and you want to go out here and wreck your life on a motorcycle.
In all fairness, I have ridden a couple motorcycles. I always have a good time.
So you're like, what, 4 now?
More than that.
7?
Like double digits.
Okay, he's at 11.
Yeah.
You're like Instagram likes back in the day. Like, I've done 11. It's you can still see the names, but it's not a full number
it
yet.
says plus 11 plus one person.
Yeah, 11 plus the name. It was always like 2 in the name, and it was like 12. You're like, yeah.
I don't know what to do with all this fame.
12 likes. I know you got to click on there to see who all liked it. It's like you hid the hashtag at the very end. It's all fake people.
Who talking about fame? If you could pick any celebrity, $1 billion, you have to fight them and win. Who you fighting?
And what do I get their wealth?
No, you get $1 billion.
If I beat them?
Yeah.
Alive or dead?
You don't have to kill him. You just have to.
What?
I didn't know that's what you meant by alive or dead. Jesus, they have to be alive right now. I thought you meant like
The guy that they caught on Catch a Predator. His protege.
Not a celebrity.
Oh. Yeah, huh?
No, he's
on
not.
TV.
No, he's not.
Okay, a celebrity. Danny DeVito.
You think you take Danny DeVito?
Yes, dude. Don't give me that whole, like, could you beat up 50 kindergartners? Like, of course I could.
I don't think you could.
50 kindergartners? You see these shins? I'm taking off heads. The headless horsemen's.
You know how many 50 is? That's you get exhausted fighting.
I mean, if they don't have weapons, what are they going to pull my... Dude, a couple of these, it's going to look like an old video game. I'm sure I'm gonna break like a bunch of bones. Like 50 faces. I don't know. Kindergarten faces are probably soft.
No, their bones are developed.
They're developing, yeah, so it's softer.
So like 50 kindergartens with like the 5th grader thrown in, like not like
If the 5th grader's thrown in, I'm taking him out immediately.
Yeah, you have to, because it's like that big 5th grader. That's like it was you.
Yeah,
it's you. It's you in 5th grade.
This is the big.
Already has a full mustache.
Yeah, he's already got his credit score started.
That's your 5th grader that you have to take on.
That's fine.
Waves of 10.
10 5th graders?
10 kindergartners, and then
he's like the boss.
Yeah,
the boss. Wow.
He comes out with like other.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, you're gonna send 10 at me, then send the 5th grader like by himself. Like R.I.P. to him.
Nah, he's like in the middle of the.
Oh, this is like one of those games that you download off of like TikTok, and it's like, oh, battle this, and it's like they're like getting the guns and stuff. Yeah, easily. Give me like a couple months, because if I know that I have to go to fisticuffs combat with children and a 5th grader, then I need to get my stamina up a little bit. Like just hit the punching bag a little bit, and then in all reality, a lot of them are just gonna get choked to death. I'm not going to even punch a lot of them. I'm going to choke slam them into oblivion. Concussion. It's going to look like your head off the motorcycle. Not that I've fantasized or thought about this process, but I'm just thinking in the grand scheme of things, dude, if you're sending out 5th graders to fight, or if you're sending out kindergartners to fight me, one, they don't, is it a kindergartner's brain, or is it like the brain of like a fighter?
I mean, thinking about
I'm chasing half of them down.
Because I used to ask this question to my staff at Purdue.
This question exactly?
Yeah. I said I could probably do 26 rounds. So 26 rounds. I was at TJ Maxx's out, getting Max out too.
Like, damn, 20-something rounds. Jeez. Oh, my God.
Is that Cadbury egg on your face?
My brother, what is that? That's the OG.
It's deliciousness.
Yeah. Happy Easter. Does anyone say that?
They'll call me Peter Cottontail for anything.
Yeah, Peter Cockentails. Jeez. Oh my gosh, this Modelo's speaking to me, boys.
Oh shit. But yeah, like thinking about it now, 20 rounds, 26 rounds at 10 things, and then every 5 rounds after the 5th grader came out. So
yeah,
no, I can believe that now. I was thinking like you were saying like 50 rounds. I was like, no, exhaustion.
No, 50 total. So 5 rounds, 5 cycles of 10.
I'd give you more than that.
I know. I mean, of course I could. I was just giving myself a number that was like justifiably okay.
Because I'm also remembering like whenever you were talking to me like what you're gonna do in any street fight, and then you tried to demonstrate it on me by kicking right above my knee.
Yeah,
and
dude,
dude, don't do that.
Yeah, I told you. There's a plan. You have to have that contingency plan, like we talked about. You gotta
always have a contingency plan.
Are they going to send out 50 kindergartners to fight you? Probably not.
No,
but if they do, I'm ready.
So going back to the original question, what celebrity that's alive are you fighting to a KO for $1 billion?
I said Danny DeVito. And you said that's not okay.
I feel like Danny DeVito, like, for some reason, just wouldn't go down easily.
Okay. Take that kick that I gave you. Take that and put that in the face.
Look how short he is.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, he's sturdy. He played the Penguin. He was in Batman.
Yeah.
He was a supervillain.
It's like you want me to... I gave you too good of an answer. You're like, jeez, he's got a good one.
I think there's better answers.
I mean, I'm not going to say... I guess Jeff Bezos. I don't know. He's been training, though. I think Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Elon Musk.
I thought it was just Elon and...
Elon does not look like he's been training, but...
He keeps saying he is, but like Mark Zuckerberg...
Mark really was training. Yeah, I'm not fighting Mark. But you look at celebrities, you think, I'm not fighting like Tom Cruise. I'm not fighting like Michael B. Jordan.
I'm gonna like fight like... Is Betty White still alive?
I thought she died. Did she finally die? I know everyone always said was she dead for the longest
feel like
time.
like that would like I would remember that.
BETTY. Yes.
She's
December
dead?
31st, 2021.
Damn. Oh, I remember. Yeah.
You gonna find a female? That's crazy.
For
I
a
thought
million?
I thought we were keeping it like
I'm not gonna
same sex fight.
No, fuck that.
Give me Sandra Bullock or something.
Nah. I'm gonna take out Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, well, she might be able to fight. I'm going Whoopi Gold. No.
Whoopi Goldberg gonna whoop that.
I'm going for like a senile one. I don't know.
I'm trying to think like who else is like a sweet elderly woman that everyone loves.
A sweet elderly woman for $1 million. Hold on, let me see if I can find it really quick. I think I know who I would beat the shit out of.
I beat the
Fuck
out of that woman.
Come here, boy.
I think I could. knock the fuck
Dan
out.
Snyder.
Oh,
I beat his ass.
what if he's into like that kinky shit? Like he does like has a high tolerance of getting the shit beat out of him because he's into that shit. So you're like punching him. He's like, oh yeah.
I mean, if this is coming down to this much money and I have to do that, then I'm getting him on the ground and I'm taking his head and smashing it into the concrete.
So would you do Dan Schneider or would you do Brian Peck? After he
Brian Peck probably was into. Did you watch that documentary?
bruh, horrible.
Just watched it last night.
Horrible.
Crazy. Pickle Man putting the pickle through the glory hole. Sorry for anyone who hasn't watched this documentary. It's Quiet on Set.
Quiet on Set. Nickelodeon, because that's our generation.
Yeah.
And like
The little fetus thing. You remember when they had the little fetus rabbit?
yeah,
I forgot all about that.
a lot of memories were unlocked with them showing clips.
Putting the pickle through for Ray Romano. He's like, a pickle.
And then like the creepy smile, like had nothing to do with anything, but I was just like, I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember like thinking like, I never thought it was funny.
Dan Snyder in the hot tub with Amanda. I forgot all about that. I mean, I remember that scene, but it was like...
But she was in the hot tub with like a lot of grown men, which as a kid, I was
Which
just
Dan,
like,
I didn't know who he was.
no, I was just like, I was the producer, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But like she had a wrestler in there, a priest. I'm pretty sure she had Santa in there before. So I was just like, oh, this is just a thing.
She's another dude.
And they always were like dressed in their clothes because people were also like,
Yeah.
she's in a bathing suit near this. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's like the whole get up. Like they're supposed to be in their clothes, and she's like actually prepared for the hot tub. I mean, she's still doing better than Bobby Altoff, like in interviewing people. So I was like, all right.
Yeah.
But no, like when Drake's portion came up, and he was talking about SA, and trigger warning. I'll put a trigger warning on this too when everything comes out. But like when he came out and was talking about it and was like, imagine everything they could do to somebody, and that's what happened. I was just like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, they
And then
talked about the Peck dude writing in the journal with the bags and all the well, not calling cards, but mementos, or you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you? And then he got back into working again
At Disney.
Yeah.
Which Disney's under fire right now because people are starting talking about it too. Like, I mean, I always knew like childhood actors, like every single childhood actor we grew up with, like they're fucked up.
And
now.
Macaulay Culkin for the longest time.
Yeah, he went through like years and years of people going like making fun of him for one, two, him doing therapy and like figuring himself out and like going through his rough phase. Now he's good. Like he has like his wife. He's doing well.
All of them are the family. I mean, that's the thing, dude. Is like whenever you're a child star, it's either you can never outgrow that role that you had, or it's kind of like McLovin in Superbad. Remember, he didn't get any jobs after that. He wasn't a kid. But
I mean, but what did he bring to the house? Like,
I mean, yeah.
I remember like Daniel Radcliffe. So Harry Potter.
Yep.
His first role after Harry Potter, everybody was like, "That's Harry Potter."
Guns Akimbo.
Yeah.
Was that it? Have you ever seen that?
I don't think it was
He had two hands. Both of his hands were guns.
Yeah.
Terrible movie.
What else is he in? Like he's in a few.
He's in that one where he's the white pride dude.
Yeah. Shut up, you.
Yeah. He's in that one.
Him and who plays Kylo Ren?
Oh, Adam.
Adam Driver.
Yes.
They say they did like I get acting.
You really thought. Yeah.
It rolled off the tongue.
You started putting it in your
fresh,
egg.
a little too fresh for
You
me.
started thinking, is that the first time you said that? How many takes did that take as well?
I always like the TikTok where it was like, Adam, your line was, "You better run."
Yeah. That was like back in school whenever they had to make you read those books and like Kindred and stuff. You're like,
yeah, you get
you're like, can I say it?
You can tell who had the word too because they'd be sitting there like,
Yeah. It was like during popcorn, someone would look over at you and that word was out. They'd be like,
I got you.
like,
If it's not going to be me, I'm going to throw the alley-oop.
it's like, I see the word bitch
Oh,
in here.
man.
I'm going to send it over to my friend. You're like, popcorn, Noah.
The bitch.
Bitch.
Went through the doorway. And do you remember how bad it used to be when we had to do popcorn and like you'd go around the room and then like you knew the one person in the class who couldn't read?
No, was it bad? Because whenever they didn't read, I had to read instead.
Yeah, which teachers were shit.
Dude, teachers are enablers.
They would take the ones who could read.
Give you every fucking part to
Like,
read.
They'd like try to give them time and be like, all right. And it always somehow got like the largest paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, bro, let like Haley read that or something. Like,
I was always panicking because like I was most definitely a read aheader while the thing was going, which kind of almost defeats the purpose of the reading in general because like you read ahead because you don't want to get stuck on a word because you
you get to that moment where you're like, I don't know what that word is.
Yep.
And you're like, I can't look like a fool.
You're like, don't pick me, don't pick me, don't pick me. And you do the whole like traditional put your head down whenever they're going.
And people are like,
Yeah, they're like, wait a second.
Josh?
Yeah.
Popcorn
it's,
Josh.
It's that one thing where it's like, dang, I didn't realize how much I sit in this seat because there's like an arm, like a whole already right there from it. It's one of those things where it's like they look over at you and they immediately do it because you make eye contact with them. They're like, it's your turn. And it's that one where you don't look, you like look away. You're like,
Well, I say whenever like when your friend's looking at you, like,
bro, that
like,
reminds me. I know this is still a thing, and I know literally every person who listens to this can relate to this. You remember back when you would cheat in school and the teacher would look up, you'd be like, you start thinking really hard, or you're like,
you act like you find the answer, like,
that's literally it. You're like,
bruh. Do you remember geometry?
yes.
And the teacher that was in there, I remember she was walking around the class. She stops by and like she looks at my test, and I hated her. Like I had beef with her, but she looks at my test, and I was like, is that right? And she's like, yes, good job, good job. Bro, tell me why when I got my test back it was wrong.
They put their hand on the shoulder.
I was like, bruh. Or when they look at it and then they like do the announcement. Remember to read the question. Remember to read the question more carefully.
Dude. Everyone's like, make sure to double check your work. You're like, you don't know. And then that's the worst because then you don't know what question it was that you messed up on. You're like, which one was it? They're like, you're fine.
I remember too, like if you like math was it's a bitch, but like
Math is terrible.
I'd be sitting there and I'd see everybody like pulling out like rulers.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, why the fuck are you using a ruler?
Yeah.
What question was it? I didn't use a ruler for the whole test.
At one point, I was so bad at math, which
I
is funny now because I worked as a data analyst for a year, and I gamble all the time, which is like literally just core math.
And even in high school, like you started early.
Yeah.
And we'd be in the classroom and like for whatever reason, she'd let us in our room by ourselves.
Yep.
And you'd be taking your test and asking me for the answers.
Yep.
And then we'd like, if I didn't know the answer, I'm like, hold on, and go through all this.
We would just go up to the smartest kids test.
Take them out and be like, all right.
This teacher, this is like just it goes to show, whatever your grades are in high school truly don't matter.
Don't matter at all.
They do not matter. I mean, I guess you want to pass the class, but as long as you're putting effort into it and you are understanding it a little bit, it does not matter what grade you get because during lunch, our teacher would let us just hang out in there, which I don't think you're allowed to do that anymore. I think you have to be at lunch.
I mean, it got bad even for us.
Yeah.
Where rumors started.
We would go hang out because we didn't eat lunch. We got out, like 30 to an hour right after lunch.
Yeah.
So it was like, why even eat?
We were just playing ice hockey up in
Yeah,
there.
we would play ice hockey. We would watch Criminal Minds. We would play cool math games.
OGs of Minecraft.
Yep. We did all that
Minecraft beta.
on the desktop before they blocked everything. And you got to think, we had block schedules. So you would be in the class for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You're taking a 15-question test for an hour and a half. And then you're justifiably, the bell's ringing, and you're like, You think I could take this in lunch?
I'll come back at lunch.
Yeah, and then I get back, come back from lunch. Takes me 3 minutes because we would go through the test, find the smartest kids. Wouldn't say that it was right. We didn't know if they were right or not. They could have been just as bad as us.
But if they got it wrong, we went down together.
We were going down together. So we would also throw one or two off just to make sure that it wasn't like we were like, well, let's mess this one up. Let's go with C.
I remember I'd get so mad at you though, because you'd be asking me for the answers. And I'm like, you're gonna get off of this test and then go talk about gambling, which is math.
Yeah,
probabilities. Understand all of that.
Yeah,
but you can't do simple algebra.
Yeah, simple algebra is I don't care what X is. I don't care what X is. I want to know what plus 110 plus 135 plus minus 110 probability is going to be if I put $10 on it. That's what I want to know. Not let's find X. When have I had to find X outside of that? X has not been hanging out in any of my jobs.
And cause I made it up to calc. I was up there in front.
This is integrated algebra or integrated pre-calc.
Yeah,
that was my max.
I made it to calc 2, I think.
We were doing crossword puzzles on Tuesdays. We were not doing math in that class. I remember growing up. I'm like, I don't want to be in the integrated classes. Everyone's gonna think I'm dumb. They were dumb classes, but I was glad that I took them because I got A's and we were doing word finds and crosswords all week.
Finished at top of the class.
Yeah.
I mean, we both were top 50.
What? 33. Why did I need my GPA to be there? I didn't.
For me, it was it's a waste because I was actually good, and now I look at everything. And I'm like, I don't know how to do any of that,
dude. Remember when you were a kid and you were asking your parents to help you with the test, and they're like, oh, I took this class, and then you're finally like, oh yeah, here's this answer, here's this answer. You're like, why can't you answer this? They're like, it's been 30 years. That's what eventually is going to happen because I don't remember any of that stuff.
Math has changed so much too. You have to do all this stupid showing the math.
Yep. That's when you get the phone out and you get the app that has all the, you put it highlights it and then does all the math below it.
We were on there.
Yeah.
For that.
I mean, I remember in college, they were no phone calculators because the phone calculator that's when they first, nowadays I have no clue what it would be like, but back then it shows you all the math. You had to pay 99 cents for the trial version and it would give you all the answers.
Yeah, we were huddling around for that because it was finding gold.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
I mean, nowadays you got ChatGPT, you got the AIs, you got everything like that. It'd be, I mean, I know you're in education, but it'd just be crazy to think what is actually authentic work?
Yeah, they're making legislation now on it for what people can do with AI in the classrooms, and it's a lot.
But yeah, it's just struck a memory.
How in the hell did we get here? We were talking about Nickelodeon.
We were talking about Nickelodeon, then we were talking about class reading and how popcorn, you would tell the person to popcorn, and back in the day, the teachers would not have the kids who couldn't read, and then I would flub up a word, and then they would start laughing. I'm like, you were just sleeping 20 seconds ago.
I remember in 8th grade when this might be a little bit of a throwback for a lot of people, but we had AR points, accelerated reading. And I remember we went up to she called both of us up together, and she was talking about how many points do y'all think you can get, and the other class was 25 points, 35 points, 50 points for all the people.
Something crazy.
And we were best I can give you is 3.
I was maybe 5 at max. The thing is, AR points or accelerated reader was every single book in the library got labeled what the reading level was. Who made this? Who made this scale up? Who knows? But they were like, all right, this is a third grade half semester level book, and it's worth 0.5 points.
0.5.
You'll take 10 questions, and then that would assess how many points you get.
We learned so much sports.
Yeah, no one ever read
facts.
No one ever read a real book. No. We always read Jim Abbott or Barry Sanders or Walter Payton or any athlete book,
or the Harry Potter books. So they're 10 points. And we saw the movie.
Or the Malcolm X book.
Yep,
it was a 40-point book.
White Fang, 40 points.
Yeah, you would just start taking tests of things that you didn't actually have to read.
And just watch the movie.
Yeah, just watch the movie and take the test. And I don't know what AR points benefited. If anything, it just made you not want to read.
No,
they
got rid of it. Because
I know that's what I'm saying. It's it didn't make us want to read anymore because you associated reading with am I going to be quizzed over all this?
You know when I did actually read? When they used to give us those Pizza Hut, you got the little book it coupons.
Oh, yeah.
You read 5 books, you get a book it coupon, and you can go get a free personal pan pizza.
That didn't incentivize me at all.
I like Pizza Hut, so I was incentivized.
I was out pizza in the hut at that point, so I just was like, you know what? Give me my book.
Impossible.
Give me my books. I'm going to read like 5 of them. But the thing is like homework is literally the worst thing as a kid because you get home, the last thing your brain is doing is working.
Oh, man.
I don't want to get into that because I don't know what 1962 seconds is, but
I just know elementary homework like kicked my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd go home and like knowingly like would leave stuff at the school. My mom would be so pissed. We had to go back to the school late so many times, and like she'd go into my locker. And it progressively got worse over the years.
Yeah.
And it got really good because I just never used it. But like elementary, it was like kind of bad. My desk was never so bad that like it popped open.
Yeah, it wouldn't close.
That was like my limit. I was like, I can't be that bad.
Yeah.
So like it could do like the slight gap, but not the one where
it's like everything's rolling down it.
Because like you go to the other class, like you have to sit there, like what am I doing
Whose
here?
desk is this?
Like,
yeah, I
John,
hated,
like, what
I
are
hated
you
that
doing?
because I always had lemon heads in my desk, and people would always take my lemon heads out of there.
That's because
are lemon heads even a thing anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, sick.
Not a lot of it though.
Yeah, I was like, I had literally a gallon bag of lemon heads I would bring to school.
Now middle school, my locker was horrible because they gave us those little lockers because they're from 1962.
Yeah.
No, it was older than that.
Yeah, born. It was made way before that.
Like 1815 or something.
Yeah, it was.
And the bottom corner would always be popped out.
Yep.
My mom.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, my mom would beat on my ass about that. But I would always go home and she'd call old homie's grandma, and like, does Noah have homework? But he never did his work in school, so I'd always get in trouble. She's like, why don't you have this? I'm like, I already did it. No, Mom. Those are the days.
Those are old throwback days.
But I mean, R.I.P. Those good times, yeah.
R.I.P. Better days.
Yeah. But what we at? All right, it's 7:25, so that's like an hour and like 4-ish minutes.
Yeah.
So I think
that's it, man. That's a solid episode.
Super
Recap.
solid.
We went literally all over the place. We literally had no clue. So
No clue at all. But
figure out the name.
We appreciate y'all for staying riding along.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the new listeners, old listeners, everyone in between.
What else we got? Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it for the.
Wow.
I'll say it for us. Like, comment, subscribe.
I knew that.
Tell everybody.
I knew that.
And even
and
more
share
news.
it. Share it as well.
Yeah, share it. Get it out there.
Tell it to your granddaddy. Tell your grandmammy. Tell them to all listen to it. Tell them to give them a thumbs up. If they don't know how to do a thumbs up, make them an account. Put a thumbs up on it for them.
Do it for
and
them.
have them share it to the home that they're at. Or if they live at home with you, do that as well.
Do you have a work email? Make a YouTube.
Make a YouTube.
Go like our stuff. Give us some likes.
Go on your work computer, open up 7 different browsers, every different Google page, and stream an episode so we can keep getting those episodes cranked up.
Yep. This is all for your embetterment as well as ours.
Yeah. We don't. I'm doing this for funsies. I enjoy this.
But yeah, keep an eye out too. We do have other
Merch coming out.
social media merch. Jesus, far away from the merch. If you all start making this money, we'll make some
soon.
merch, and we'll make some fire merch. Like,
Merch and stickers.
Look.
You see the picture for the pod. Look at that. You don't want that on a t-shirt?
you don't want that on your laptop.
A color block? That'd be crazy.
Our head.
Come on.
But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Keep an eye out for like our TikTok, our Instagram. We're actually gonna start posting more frequently on there and getting some clips and everything. But yeah, grow with us. We'll see you all next week.
Yes.
And as always, have a fantastic week. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.